Alright, welcome to episode 2 of Graveyard Keeper Let's Play. We have a quest from Gary the Talking Skull to go get him beer. And we could spend the next 4 hours or 4 days getting him that beer. So there's no hurry. The first thing I need to do, because it's about time, so my stamina is basically out. I need to go to bed. So you'll notice you don't have to sleep at night. You can sleep anytime you want. And you will basically stay in this bed until your stamina replenishes all the way, and then you wake up. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the night. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the day. You can stop in the middle. You can force yourself to wake up if you're trying to get to a certain part of the day. Oh no! I'm the new graveyard keeper. A kipper. That's a fish, I think. Yorick. Your ghost friend. He's a little bipolar. So that guy in the lower right corner grave. Dig him up and throw him in the river. So this is an important mechanic that I don't really use very much because I've got you don't need to do it, and it's kind of it's kind of a personal choice for me to not mess with, the graves of people. In real life, I tend not to dig up the dead. So this is the guy that he wants me to dig up. So in order to exhume a body, once you've already buried them, you have to have this special document, exhumation permission. And if you don't have one of those, you got to go buy those from the Royal Services thing. So it's expensive to do, but if you'll notice, this guy's actually pretty decent. He said he's the lower right grave, but he's a pretty decent guy. I'd really like to get rid of this one. Let me just double check that real quick. Let's just sit on that for a bit and get back to it, because he's got 5 white skulls. I need to double check. Yorick will find you again. I'm pretty sure that's the guy he wants me to move, but basically that all you do is you use the exhumation permission to basically dig him up, and then you've got the body the way you had it before, and then you do something with him. The early method is to dump him into the river, which I don't care for. The Great Inquisitor. This path is closed until the daytime. This one right here. Yeah. So you'll notice. So we went to bed at on this day, so it's already this day. I'm gonna start giving these names. Girl Day. I'm gonna call this Hunter Day, or Merchant Day. This is a Merchant Day. So it is now Merchant Day. We don't meet the merchant for a while, so it doesn't really matter. This is a long way to walk on a dirt road. We're in the wheat farm, but I need to get rid of this thing. It's bothering me. This is telling us to go to the tavern. Oh wait, there is the merchant. Hello. In this potato. Nice. Shark fin steak. Trading is kind of an interesting thing in this game too. So you get copper, silver, gold. It's a pretty standard. Each one of these is, 100 of the other. But basically, you can buy different tiers of stuff from different people depending on how close you are to them. So the tier 3 of this guy is locked until I have a better rapport with him. So this can be done through quests, or you can just buy stuff from him constantly, and you will get stuff, or you will slowly unlock this. So it's not really that important. Eventually I want his grape seeds because I want to put up a vineyard. But in order to get access to the land for the vineyard, you have to do other quests, and you don't have any money right now anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Can't go in there yet. Hey, look, the Dead Horse Tavern. There are a lot of NPCs in this game that you cannot talk to. There are some you can, for sure. But the ones just walking around in the town, just nothing. I am Horadric. I know of your cube, my friend. So this is kind of his way of saying, if you bury a whole bunch of people and bring me the certificates, I may not be able to pay you. Not really a problem because I don't usually bring him stuff for a while. I don't want to muck up my graveyard with a bunch of bodies that are not very good. The astrologer. 200 after the ancient contract, and 210 after the unspeakableness. The royal meat stamp. So Miss Charm comes on the girl day. And really, you can find Snake by yourself. He doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything. This is Horadric's wife. See, this says Mrs. and this says Miss. I don't know. So she has some recipes that are kind of neat. You'll notice that each merchant has a dedicated amount of money per day. So you can't just go to anybody and sell 14 gold worth of stuff. Realistically, I don't use these for very much anyway. There are a couple things you make, food-wise, and that's more or less it. That's the writer. That's nobody. That's nobody. I already talked to the merchant. Blacksmith is over here. Cresvold. So these little happy points that I just gave him, that's what boosts your tier. So because I did this quest with him, I'm 10 closer to tier 2 or tier 3 or whatever I'm on. You do need whetstones. You don't need a lot of them. Right up the other side of my house near the puddles. So this is when they talk about your stamina or energy. Everything you do, basically, you got to be careful about that. Refill your health and energy with foods and potions. Sleeping will also recover your health and energy. Yes. Oh yeah, so now I've got 10 points with him. I can ask about metal ore. To the west, across the river. Alright. So, you click on the button and... So because you have to have a whetstone in your inventory and you have to have something that's broken. And I can try and fix my, well, I can fix my rusty shovel, whatever. Eventually, here relatively quickly, I'm going to get items. I'm going to get tools that are better than this, right? Wow. That's a little loud. Let's turn that down, shall we? Yep, so swinging your sword takes energy, and I think it says, yeah, -2 energy for 5 damage. So obviously you got to deal with the enemy defenses. It's not a terribly complicated system as far as fighting. Combat is not the center of this game by any means. So if you want to, you can come back here. This is where you buy whetstones. You can't make whetstones, so you got to buy them whenever you need them. It's always good to have one handy because you never know when something's going to break, and I don't usually have extras of my tools with me because you're never that far away from a grindstone. This is where you buy eggs and feathers. I don't really care about the eggs as much, but I care about the feathers. because you use these for, you make pens with them, which you need to write things, which you need to make books, which you need for whole bunches of cool stuff. But it just, this is where you go for eggs and feathers. Here out to the east. This is Dig. He talks to himself. Peace and herbs and nice sweet things, sweet like honey. So he wants cake. He is... This is a hemp press. Anyway, or it's an oil press, technically speaking. Regardless. Oh yeah, I need to wait until night and then gather some flowers. So I'll do this. Well, he's not going to be there anyway. So if you keep going, these are trees, obviously. The trees outside of the town you can mess with. These trees you can't mess with. You can't cut them down, you can't take their fruit. Holy mackerel. Fishing! The lighthouse keeper loves fishing. So he wants 6 moths for a fishing rod. And this took me a while to figure out, but if you gather certain flowers at night, which is when we are right now, you'll get a moth too. And you can tell what I'm getting by the stuff in the lower right hand corner. I think it's the orange ones. But it's not like it's all the time, and it has to be a certain level of night. But you'll get, oh wait, no, it can't do that yet, because you need, yeah, I can't do that yet, because I don't have the ability. That's what it is. Okay. We'll get there. So anyway, map-wise, that's the lighthouse we were just at. This is where the, no, we're good. Okay. This is where the astrologer, the scientist dude, hangs out on the moon days. During the day, obviously. We'll take a walk up to the north, kind of fill out the map a little bit. The map is not very large. It's not like, this is not like a sprawling open world game where you can spend hours upon hours trying to figure out what you're doing. This is a fishing spot. I don't have a rod, so I can't fish yet, but there are a handful of these throughout the world, and there are different fish at each location. If you have different bait, you can get different fish. I can't use this yet. This is sand. I need that for glass and stuff, but I don't have the technology unlocked to be able to use it yet. This is the gypsy camp. He wants some fish fillets. I guess what I didn't say was... Oh yeah. So there's different quality of food. This isn't like your basic items, they don't have quality to them, but food specifically and a couple of other things like your potions, your wines and beers and stuff, they have qualities to them. Oh, and your seeds too. Your seeds and your vegetables. So there's a common, which is kind of like this. You don't see anything. There's no special icon. Or no, that's not true. There's a copper star. That's right. There's a copper. There's a brown star. There's a silver star, and there's a gold star. And he wants silver star fish fillets. So you got to be careful about what you're making and if it's actually going to create what you want. This is another indiscriminate wall. It's the mountain fort. You'll never see it. You do. You see a little bit of it in a quest. But it's not an area that you go into. Oh, wait. The logger's down here. The woodcutter. So he wants an iron axe, which is not terribly difficult to get. I think it's one level up from what I have now. Do not chop here. This is mine. I will cut your face. Just getting the lay of the land. You can take any of this stuff. You know, these are small. You can't cut those down yet. The bushes you can take even in the logging area. This is somebody's property, so you can't take their stone. This is the stone cutter area. There's usually a trader. He'll pop out here in a little while, but I don't care about it, so it's not that important. You can cut down these trees in a town. You can't cut down the big ones yet because I don't have the technology. I don't understand how to do it yet. The wheat fields, there's a miller, and then way to the south there's a farmer. The mill is broken. I'm so sad. You can grow your own flour. Fruits and vegetables you can make yourself. You have to harvest mushrooms. You can't make your own flowers, but you can't do like animal stuff. So you don't get chickens or cows. You can't get milk or eggs by yourself. You have to go buy those things. Just kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Oh look, can I harvest this yet? I don't know that I can. I can't. Okay. So these trees are special because they've got bees in them. They've got a little beehive. So once you have the technology unlocked, you can harvest the honey from the beehives, and you get bees too, and you get wax from their hives, and eventually you've got a little apiary up in the mountains that you can make, so you can make your own honey and stuff like that. I didn't buy you anything. Hey, look, now I can get mushrooms and berries and apples. Toast, onion toast. That's good with beer. Yeah, always. These are really handy, especially early on, for stamina. And also, you get the green. The green ones are not the hardest to come by. The green experience, I need to go talk to him. I forgot to talk to him. But the blue ones are the ones that I've always struggled with. Eventually, you're going to be cutting down so many trees and crafting so much stuff on the side that it won't even be a problem to get everything except for blue. Blue's a special one, so you got to be careful about that. Oh, I'm cutting. Hey, I got a log. Logs are cool. I really like logs. Actually, I want to show you guys something first. So, if you... And this one. Ha ha ha, funny. So whenever you cut down a tree like this, it leaves a stump. If you leave the stump there, the tree won't regrow. But if you take the stump out, the tree will regrow in a couple of days, like to the full height. So this, you're going to always have something like this relatively close. The problem, these logs don't go into your inventory. You can see that I'm holding one, but I can only hold one at a time. So lugging them from anywhere except for right here is a pain in the butt. Until you get zombies, in which case it becomes stupid easy. But early on in the game, this is how you do this. because they've got the physics of their own, you can theoretically push, any number of these, and it's really easy to push up and down because they're bigger than you are, they're wider than you are, so left and right's a little bit of a problem. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just constantly click back and forth so that I've always got one. There's another body. Am I gonna have to bury that one? And then this, if you do this, this is the best part of the inventory system. Like I said, the inventory system is flawed, but this is an okay way to do it. Eventually, I will have, actually I could do it right now, a technology to, so I create a sawhorse, right? And the sawhorse, so you build something, it takes a certain amount of items to set it up. This is all stuff that we don't have yet, but it takes a certain amount of stuff to set it up, and then you put it in a spot, and then you go over and you build it, basically. Oh yeah, I don't have enough energy. And then you have it. And you can move these later. It takes a little bit of finesse. It's kind of an interesting system, but basically, so because you've already got the logs in your log pile, it will pull from that instead of you having to take a log and then put it on this sawhorse. And I need these. But these two are the only things to do that. I think there's one of these stone guys for iron ore, and there's one of these stone guys for, or no, you can put them all on the same thing. You just have to put the same one on. So these will take regular stones, these will take iron stones, these will take marble stones, but you can't mix and match. So you got to have one for each if you want to do. Anyway, not that important. Oh yeah, the body. The bodies are the only time-sensitive thing in this game. And it's not very critical early on because you don't care. They're not going to be good enough that you would care about this. But if you'll notice, so this guy is at 94%. If I leave him outside where he drops, where the donkey drops him off, that will keep going down until eventually it will stop making one of these skulls perform the way it's supposed to. So the longer you leave it out in the elements, the worse off it gets, the faster it gets. You will eventually, if you bring it inside on the table, it's not going to change. There are tables that you can build to store the bodies that will keep them longer inside. And then there are like the highest level, kind of like refrigeration tables that basically keep them from deteriorating at all. So you can have a bunch of them at the same time if you wanna hold off on making them, doing something with them officially. So there's a lot of potential with these guys. But right now, these guys aren't worth anything to me. So I'm going to take their flesh when I care about it. And then that's it. That's all I'm going to do. The excuse me. The stuff in your inventory does not degrade. So the only problem with my inventory is that it fills up too fast. But this meat is going to be good forever. It doesn't go bad, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, whenever you hear that bell, you will be able to hear that donkey bell no matter where you are in the game. Anywhere in the game, you'll be able to hear that whenever they drop off one, and then you'll see that you've got a body. So you've got one, your body is in the morgue right now. As long as you're near here, you'll be able to see that overlay. This needs stone. Okay. That's important too. There's a lot of stuff that you gotta fix early on in this game to make it do stuff. But okay, so that's a good day's work. Like I said, this game it's got a wonderful sense of not rushing you, and just as long as it takes. So you notice that I gained a little bit of health at the very beginning. It'll fix your health first, and then it'll heal your stamina. So if you just want to heal, but you don't want a whole night of sleep, you can just hang out. Anyway, that's a good place to stop for now. We will catch up next time. Thanks for watching.